Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into something pretty exciting today. We're going to be taking a look at Ryan Moran's approach to building a $1 million
Oh,
business
yeah.
through e-commerce. And get this, he says you don't even need a groundbreaking invention.
That's right.
He actually uses examples like dog treats and yoga mats to show how it's done.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. He really highlights how e-commerce platforms like Amazon and Shopify
Right.
have totally changed the game. Like, they've evened the playing field and removed so many of those traditional barriers
Yeah.
to starting a business.
So you're telling me someone like me, who can barely keep their desk organized, could actually handle the logistics of selling stuff online?
Absolutely. Moran really dives into this,
Oh.
especially programs like Fulfillment by Amazon
Oh, okay.
or FBA, as they call it.
Okay.
They handle it all. Storage, packing, shipping,
Wow.
even customer service.
So I don't need a warehouse packed to the ceiling with, I don't know, yoga mats
No.
or a shipping department or a customer service team.
Exactly. That's the point. It frees you up to
Wow.
focus on developing your product and your brand.
So this is where his $1 million plan comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? You've got my attention. How's this whole plan work? Are we talking about finding some secret map
Okay.
to an island full of diamond-encrusted dog collars?
Not quite, but I mean, that would be pretty cool. He
Yeah.
breaks down the whole $1 million goal into manageable steps,
Okay.
starting with finding a product that people actually want.
Okay, hold on. Before we get into that,
Sure.
I think for someone who's completely new to all this e-commerce stuff,
Yeah.
what does FBA actually mean for them?
Yeah, good point. It's easy to get lost in all the lingo, but imagine this. You create a product,
Okay.
like a super durable yoga mat,
Uh-huh.
right? You list it on Amazon and say someone in France orders it.
Okay.
FBA takes care of the whole thing. They store that yoga mat in their warehouse, they pack it, they ship it to France, they handle any questions.
That is amazing. So, I don't need to worry about any of that.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
You don't need that warehouse packed to the ceiling.
Oh,
You
right.
don't need a shipping department, nothing.
This actually makes it seem like anyone could do this.
Right.
But how do you know what to even sell?
Yeah.
Not all yoga mats are created equal.
Of course not. And that's where Moran's strategies come in for finding those hidden opportunities.
Right.
He actually suggests that improving on a product that's already out there
Okay.
can be way smarter than trying to reinvent the wheel.
So, ditch the diamond-encrusted dog collar idea.
Yeah.
And just think about how to make a regular dog collar better.
Exactly.
How do you even, know where to start with that?
Well, he's got a system for that too.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
says, look at those product reviews on Amazon.
Uh-huh.
Look for the 3- and 4-star reviews. That's where you find the gold.
What do you mean?
People highlight what they like,
Uh-huh.
but they also say what they wish was better.
So you're spying on what customers already want
Ha, yeah, something like that.
instead of just guessing.
Exactly.
But isn't that stealing someone else's idea?
No, it's not about stealing. It's
Oh,
about
sorry.
understanding what people actually need
Okay.
and figuring out how to serve them better than anyone else.
So it's healthy competition.
Exactly. Moran calls it niching down.
Niching down. Is that making a super exclusive club?
Haha, no.
Okay.
It's about targeting a specific audience with specific needs.
Oh, okay.
So instead of making a yoga mat for everyone,
Yeah.
you make one specifically for, say, hot yoga enthusiasts.
Okay.
Or maybe travelers who need something super lightweight.
So you're not trying to please everyone. You're just focusing on being
Right.
the best for a certain group.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. But doesn't that limit how many customers you can get?
It might seem that way, but actually niching down helps you connect better
Okay.
with the customers you do have.
Right.
You become the expert in their eyes.
Oh, okay.
And that builds trust and loyalty.
So in the long run, you could actually make more money.
Exactly. I can be a much more successful business.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here.
Good.
But, let's be real. Even if I find the perfect niche, I'm still going to have competition, right?
Of course, there's always competition.
Right.
But that's where another piece of Moran's strategy comes in.
Oh, what's that?
Building a brand that really speaks to your audience.
Ah, branding. I knew we couldn't escape that.
It's essential.
Yeah, I guess so.
But unfortunately, we're almost out of time for this part of the deep dive.
Oh, man. So what are we going to be talking about next time?
We're going to unpack Moran's approach to building a brand
Okay.
that stands out from the crowd and creates a loyal following.
So, how a simple product I don't know, a dog treat or a yoga mat can become something way bigger.
Exactly. It's fascinating stuff.
All right. Sounds like we're just getting started. So to everyone listening, grab your notebooks, get ready to brainstorm, and we'll be right back to keep going on this e-commerce journey with Ryan Moran.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so we're back and are ready to dive into world of branding.
Yeah.
Last time we were talking about finding those like hidden product gems,
Right.
those everyday
Yeah.
products.
Uh-huh.
So looking for an upgrade.
Yeah, yeah.
But how do you go from like a simple dog collar
Okay.
to like the Rolls Royce of dog collars?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's where the magic of branding comes in.
Right.
Moran argues that, like, a strong brand is way more than just, a logo
Yeah.
or a catchy slogan. It's about creating a connection,
Okay.
experience, a feeling
Right.
that really resonates with your audience.
Okay.
Think about, like, the brands that you're personally loyal to.
Okay.
It's not just about the product itself, is it?
You're totally right. Like, I'm not going to lie. I have a favorite brand of coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like they're reinventing the coffee bean or anything.
Right.
But there's something about like their story, their vibe, their whole like ethos
Totally.
that makes me want to buy their coffee over any.
And that's exactly what Moran's talking about.
Okay.
He suggests that before you even think about things like logos or packaging,
Right.
you need to really define, like, your brand core values.
Okay.
What do you stand for? What makes you unique?
So it's like figuring out the personality of your brand
Yeah, exactly.
before you give it a makeover.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do you actually like do that?
Well,
it sounds kind of abstract.
It can be, but Moran, he gives us some steps.
Okay.
He suggests asking yourself questions like,
Okay.
if your brand was a person, who would they be?
Oh, interesting.
What would they believe in? What kind of language would they even use?
Wow.
He even encourages, like, creating a brand mood board.
What's that?
It's like a collection of images and colors and textures
Oh.
that represent the feeling that you want your brand to, like, evoke.
So like I'm picturing like a Pinterest board
Yeah,
for
exactly.
your brand's personality.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
But like once you have that figured out,
Yeah.
how do you like translate that into something real?
Okay.
Something that will actually attract customers.
Well, that's where your brand story comes in.
Right.
Moran really emphasizes that every brand has a story to tell,
Mhm.
a reason for being.
Okay.
It could be like your own personal journey as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
It could be a problem that you're passionate about solving,
Yeah.
or even like a totally unique approach to making your product.
So instead of just being like, hey, buy my awesome dog collar,
Yeah,
you're inviting customers to be part of something bigger,
exactly.
something that they can connect with on a deeper level.
Exactly. And people, they don't just buy products these days. They buy into stories, into values, into like a sense of belonging.
So it's like a whole experience.
Yeah, and that's how you stand out in,
Yeah.
a crowded market.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But isn't there a risk of like getting too caught up in the story
Oh, sure.
and forgetting about like the actual product?
It's definitely a balance, but Moran's point is
Okay.
your brand story should be rooted in the value you provide.
Okay.
It's not about like making up some fake fairy tale. It's about being authentic
Okay.
and communicating what makes your product and your brand special.
So you've got your values, your story, your mood board.
Yep.
What's next? Is it like logo time?
That's part of it, but Moran stresses that your brand should be in every part of your business.
Like, what do you mean?
Like everything from your packaging
Oh.
to how you handle customer service.
So like, if my brand is all about eco-friendly dog collars
Yeah.
made with like sustainable materials,
Yeah,
that
that's-
needs to be obvious in everything I do.
That's right.
From the materials I use to how I reply to emails.
Exactly. Consistency is key.
Okay.
Your brand should feel like cohesive
Yeah.
and authentic across all those touch points.
Okay.
That's how you build trust
Right.
and create like a really memorable experience for your customers.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Good.
But branding can feel so overwhelming,
Yeah.
especially for someone who's just starting out.
Yeah.
Any advice on like keeping it simple?
Moran actually recommends focusing on one or two key things
Okay.
that you want to be known for.
Okay.
It could be quality, innovation, sustainability,
Right.
even just a specific feeling.
Okay.
Don't try to be everything to everyone. Just
Yeah.
focus on what really matters to you and your ideal customer.
That's a great tip.
Right.
Simplify, focus, be yourself.
Exactly.
But even with a killer brand, you still have to get people to like actually buy your product.
yeah. Of course, but a strong brand can make a huge difference
Yeah.
when it comes to like attracting customers
Right.
and turning them into like fans.
Okay, so we've got the product, the brand, the story.
Yep.
What else do we need to know to make this million-dollar dream
Oh, right.
a reality?
There's one crucial element that Moran emphasizes throughout the whole book.
I think I know where this is going.
Oh, yeah.
Are we about to talk about everyone's favorite word?
Nate, you
Action.
got it.
Okay, deep divers, we are back for the final part.
Here we go.
We've found those hidden product gems.
Yeah.
We've built a brand story that hopefully resonates with people.
That's right.
And now it's time to actually make things happen.
Yeah, the rubber hits the road.
Right? No more dreaming, no more mood boards.
Nope.
It's action time.
That's what Moran is all about.
Okay.
He calls procrastination the silent killer of dreams.
Oh, wow.
But the good thing is he gives us some advice on
Okay.
how to, overcome it.
Because I think we've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
You know that to-do list that keeps growing?
Right.
All those, amazing ideas that never actually happen?
It happens to the best of us.
So what's the secret? How do we beat procrastination?
Well, one of his big things is to break down those giant goals
Okay.
into smaller steps.
Okay.
So, instead of trying to build $1 million business overnight,
Right.
you focus on, I don't know, identifying your ideal customer.
Okay.
Or maybe doing some research or testing out an idea.
Yeah.
But, on a small scale.
So it's like instead of climbing Mount Everest all in one go,
Aha!
you
yeah.
set up base camp first.
Yeah, right.
You make a plan and then take those first steps.
Exactly. And Moran also talks about
Yeah.
celebrating those small wins.
Oh, I like that.
It's all about, shifting your mindset from overwhelm to accomplishment.
So giving yourself a high five
Yeah,
for
exactly.
every little hurdle you overcome.
Every step of the way.
But, even with all that,
Yeah.
what about those days when you just don't feel motivated?
Oh, yeah.
When even the smallest task feels impossible?
It happens.
Yeah.
Moran says those dips are totally normal.
Okay.
But he's a big fan of setting deadlines
Oh, okay.
and holding yourself accountable.
So put it in your calendar.
Yeah, or find a friend, like an accountability buddy.
Oh, yeah, to keep you on track.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's like having a personal trainer,
Haha, kind of.
but for your business.
Yeah, they keep you focused.
Yeah.
Sure, Yolan.
Maybe give you a nudge when you need it.
Exactly.
I like that.
And another thing he talks about is community.
Oh, yeah.
Finding people,
Yeah.
who are on a similar journey.
So online forums, local groups.
Yeah, anything, even mentorship programs.
It's like building a support network.
Exactly. And that's so valuable.
Because let's be real, this whole entrepreneurial thing,
Oh, yeah.
it could be a roller coaster.
It definitely has its ups and downs.
So it's good to have people who get it.
People who understand those challenges.
Yeah, and who can celebrate the wins.
Exactly.
And that's what I really like about Moran's approach.
What do you mean?
He's realistic.
Yeah.
He doesn't pretend it's easy,
Uh-huh.
but he also doesn't focus on the negative.
He gives you the tools and the mindset
Right.
to help get through it all.
And his message seems to be that anyone can do this.
Yeah. You don't need a fancy degree.
Right.
Or a ton of money to start. It's about passion, perseverance.
And taking action.
Exactly. He really empowers you to see the potential
Yeah.
in those everyday products
Right.
and the power of, niching down.
And building that strong brand.
That connects with people.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from this?
Well, I think the big takeaway is that building $1 million business,
Yeah.
it's not about some secret formula
Right.
or getting rich quick.
It's a process.
It's a journey. It takes time and effort.
Yeah. And most importantly,
Believing in yourself that you can actually make it happen.
beautifully said. So for all you budding entrepreneurs out there,
Yeah.
remember, the journey starts with a single step.
That's right.
So what everyday product or niche could you turn into a thriving business? Keep those wheels turning, and who knows, your $1 million idea might be just around the corner. Until next time, keep diving deep.